Hi everyone, welcome back to Unmask. I've missed you guys so much and I'm happy to be back. I'm looking forward to sharing and being here in this new season, and I hope you guys have been good, that you've been taking care of yourselves, being kind and gentle with yourselves and others. And yeah, so today I actually just felt the need to share with you guys because I have been gone for a long time. Part of the reason is at some point I just started feeling like such an imposter. Like I just listened to those voices in my head that make me doubt and question things. And eventually it led me to not posting anymore because everything I recorded just didn't sound like it was good enough. It didn't sound like it mattered. And I would just overthink myself into inaction. And I finally got sick of that and decided to get over myself and share, because there are some of you who actually reach out to me and are like, hello, when is the next episode coming? And I'm always like, oh, I quit, or I actually tell you guys that I'm going to post soon, and it never happens. And I'm so sick of that now. So I'm back and I'd like to make some changes. Some of those changes being that I feel like I don't post enough because I often feel like I don't have things to share, but because I want this to be a well-being space rather, I intend to share more mindfulness and wellness practices that we can all embody, and implement into our lives. I think they will make the unmasking journey, I don't want to say easier because it's not an easy journey. It sounds very simple, but like simplicity can be so complex. So they will simplify the journey for you, and they can often provide clarity and help in terms of like building discipline and consistency. Well, with discipline and consistency, you will see the results, and it's going to take some time. And if you show up to these practices daily, eventually you're going to see the results. And I hope that we can all do it together. Um, I don't really have much to share, but I guess I'll just tell you guys where I've been. Over the past few years, I've just been going through like a very difficult time, and it's not easy to show up and be vulnerable on the internet because, for one reason, people don't actually care. And sometimes it just feels like your experience becomes someone else's entertainment, and that's not always, well, that's not really helpful for the person going through whatever they're going through. And I'm someone who likes to deal with things on their own. So when I'm in that space, I don't necessarily have it in me to show up here and post. So I think that's why I want to share the practices so that I have other things to share, and not necessarily, I don't necessarily have to talk about the things that I'm currently experiencing, but I can talk about the tools that are helping me to navigate those tough times. And hopefully that can help someone else who's also going through some things. I also I don't want to be here and be sad. Like that's not what this podcast is about. I don't want to be here when I'm not myself. I want to be here when I really do feel like my best. And that's not to say that like when I'm having bad days I don't record. I mean, I have so many times, but it's not what I want to talk about. It's not something that I want to live in. So I'd rather deal with those things by myself and then come back here when I have something useful to share. So yeah, um, this feels so new to me because I haven't done it in so long. I just keep wondering if any of the things that I'm saying make sense and if they matter. And I often find myself just overthinking the whole thing. But I'm hoping that I will actually post this episode and not be overly concerned about how it's received, but rather just hope that the thing that I'm trying to say is heard, it's felt, it's understood, it resonates, and it's well received. Because that's all I can do. I can only hope for the best. I can't actually control how you guys respond to the things that I put out. And I'm also I'm learning to detach myself from the outcome and really just focus on creating, regardless of how many people hear this and how they feel about it. I just really feel the need to express these things. And in the beginning, it was never about like everyone else. And I'd like to go back to that space where it's not about that, but it's just the intention that I had initially when I started this podcast. I hope that just kind of like flows through me because I don't want to find myself back in my comfort zone and just living the way that I used to. I really do want to continue creating a life that is beautiful, meaningful, and fulfilling to me, and I think that there are people that, well, not I think, I know that there are people who find value in this, and this is for them. And I hope that this podcast finds and reaches more of those people, and that we can continue to peel back all of the layers of who we used to be, and keep discovering parts of ourselves and rediscovering parts of ourselves that we've forgotten, and creating parts of ourselves that we want to explore, and allowing ourselves to be open to seeing that and learning and always being teachable. I think that's like a very big thing for me, and it's helping me to grow in so many different ways. I I feel like I've changed so much from the person that I was when I first started this podcast, and I'm starting to see myself in such a different way. And for a while, there was like a time where I kind of didn't like myself. And that's not to say that I started mistreating myself, but it was just based off of like reflecting on the past and seeing how I had handled certain situations. And I think I remembered that I love myself, and part of loving yourself is forgiving yourself and not making the same mistakes, but rather learning and making better decisions, because sometimes we do make mistakes, especially when we don't know any better. And other times, does that even make sense? Sometimes we know better, but we don't do better. But now I want to do better. Now that I know better, and I don't want to beat myself up for the person that I used to be. I'm looking forward to experiencing more of the person that I am and the person that I'm becoming, and being fully present in that. It's been quite a journey, and I want to enjoy where I am and keep focusing on the good and not looking back and being mad about things that I can't change, but rather just making better decisions moving forward. Yeah. I feel like this episode is a bit all over the place, but it is more like an unmasking diary session, and I I just want to reacquaint myself with this whole experience because I haven't done this in a while and it feels so foreign. But hopefully, I actually will post this episode because there are so many that are just sitting in my archives and some that have been deleted. But I'm so tired of doing that. Like, I genuinely miss being here. I miss just being someone who doesn't overthink as often. And I hope you guys I mean, I don't think I need forgiveness, but then, like, if this is just all over the place, just forgive me. I'm returning to this, and it just feels like it's so new again. I hope it actually makes sense. And you guys are hearing me, and I really do look forward to being here and actually being myself and not overthinking it and caring too much about things that I shouldn't really be worrying about. Um, yeah, we'll chat soon, and thank you so much for being here. Hope you have a beautiful day. Take care. Goodbye.